Fire Red Omega is a ROM hack created by Drayano, a name that's become synonymous with high-level Pokémon challenge design. If you've played games like Sacred Gold, Blaze Black, or Renegade Platinum, then you're already familiar with the reimagined trainer battles that include fully evolved Pokémon with more competitive movesets. This, along with more complex AI, leads to challenging battles designed to test your knowledge of type matchups, prediction, and team synergy. Fire Red Omega makes available all 386 Pokémon from Generations 1 to 3, rebalancing movesets, abilities, and evolution availability to give every Pokémon the ability to contribute to different strategies. For this run, I'm also following hardcore Nuzlocke rules. To save time, and because most of you are most likely familiar with these rules, I'll be putting these in the description rather than explaining them at length here. Run 1 begins the same way all classic Fire Red saves start, by naming our player. R1 Bin is our first name, and we go on to name our rival, Green. We come to our senses in our small room in Pallet Town. After walking downstairs and talking to our mom, we head out to start our journey on Route 1. Obviously, Oak stops us and drags us back to the lab to receive one of 3 new starters, exclusive to Fire Red Omega. From the 3 choices of Magby, Smoochum, and Elekid, we choose Magby as our guy. For our nicknaming theme going forward, my hungry ass decides to do fast food spots. Magby is named Dave's Hot, and our rival chooses Elekid as his starter. Dave's Hot gets smacked upside the head by a crit quick attack before procuring the most useful instance of Flame Body in history. Luckily, this doesn't end the run prematurely, and we take a step down before receiving some quality of life items such as the Forever Repel, Infinite Rare Candy, a medkit, and a link to the PC. These additions to Fire Red Omega were made courtesy of the Pokémon Challenges Discord community. For information, documentation, and more content surrounding Drayano ROM hacks, make sure to check the link in the description for the Discord. We head up to Viridian City to collect Oak's parcel and back down to Pallet to deliver it. Oak gives us the Pokédex and some Pokéballs, and the official challenge begins. Going back up to Viridian, we buy some more Pokéballs before getting our first encounter on Route 1. Pidgey gets into the Pokéball pretty easily and gets the name Wingstop. An old man gives us the oldest tutorial in the book, and a fisherman gives us the old rod. We go fishing in Viridian for a 70% chance to get Barboach, a water ground type who's excellent for the early game. Luckily enough, we land a Barboach with our rod. Unluckily enough, Dave's Hot crits Barboach with an ember, and it dies a sad, roasted death. Up north, we talk to the scientist who gives us a random Hoenn starter. He chooses a Torchic for me, who is probably the worst of the 3 against Brock. In the forest, we find a Weedle, which we have much more luck in catching. I can't think of a name for this thing, so Smoothie King it is. Our second to last encounter in Pewter gives me a Talo named Checkers. After an incredibly challenging battle with our rival, our final encounter on Route 22 lands us Wawa, the Poliwag. While assembling our team in Pewter, I realize how doomed this run is looking. The team we have for Brock consists of 2 fire types, 3 flying types, a bug type, and a single water type. The only super effective damage we have toward rock types is Dave's Hot, who knows Karate Chop and Wawa's water gun. Needless to say, we understood this was going to be an uphill battle.
In the gym, Wawa was able to beat Brock's lackey with ease, and Brock began similarly. Wawa takes down Geodude with 1 water gun, and out comes Kabuto. Expecting an Absorb, I pivot to Dave's Hot to take the Grass-type attack. Kabuto throws out a Rock Tomb, which cuts my speed. Knowing that nothing in my party can hold the combination of Rock Tomb and Absorb, I let Dave throw out one last Karate Chop before he falls to the prehistoric monster. Checkers comes out to do some chip damage and falls to 2 rock tombs after getting Kabuto into red health. Wingstop comes in to finish the little demon off, but down goes Wingstop, and to the rescue comes Wawa, who can do decent damage with a water gun. Kabuto neglects to use Absorb, but still finishes Wawa. Smoothie King finishes the long-fought battle, but Brock's 4 remaining Pokémon are enough to finish Smoothie King and Chick-fil-A. And so marks the end of Attempt 1 of Fire Red Omega. Back to the start, we name ourselves R2 Bin and our rival Brock. We speed through the beginning, this time picking up Smoochum instead of Magby. Our rival bops us again, and we head up to and back from Viridian City. On Route 1, we find and catch a Doduo, whom we name Twin Peaks. If you know, you know. We fish up a Barboach, and this time instead of killing it, we decide to catch it instead.
Wow!
Our next encounters give us a Mudkip, another Weedle, another Talo, and another Poliwag. We head into the Brock fight looking much better, this time with a couple of water types, but still missing a grass type. With hope in our hearts and Barboach leading the team, we start our rematch with Brock. Captain D's takes down Geodude, and Kabuto comes out. We slap the critter with mud, lowering its accuracy, while it spits out a couple of attacks at our captain. Eventually, Kabuto's attacks begin to miss, so I send out Smoothie King to do as much damage as possible. Beedrill fires off a couple of poison stings before falling to a rock tomb. Mudkip comes out and takes out the Kabuto. Omanite is sent out, and Hy-Vee spams a couple mud slaps before switching into Barboach to do the same. Wawa comes in to finish the Omanite, and in comes Rhyhorn, which falls to a crit water gun. Onyx tanks a water gun before hitting Wawa with some rocks and firing off a Swagger. Wawa, being just a little guy, hits himself in confusion. We risk Wawa's life to be rewarded with a dig, which means a free switch into Twin Peaks. After a mud slap or two, Twin Peaks tragically falls to a rock tomb. Wawa Jr. comes in and avenges his brother before Brock sends out his final Pokémon, Vulpix. Vulpix lands a hypnosis on Wawa, which gives him the opportunity to burn the poor frog. However, just when Wawa looks down and out, she wakes up and hits her own hypnosis to put the fox to sleep. Now, this line looks impeccable. Vulpix is asleep, and Waterdun can definitely finish the fox off. I fat finger hypnosis again. Well, that's bad. In panic, I switch to Barboach, who falls asleep and burns to death. I send Wawa back in to shoot off a water gun before also falling. In a blind daze of loss, I don't realize that Mudkip is not fast enough to kill, and I again send another Pokémon into their demise. Our starter comes in to finish off the much-awaited job and net us our first badge. Without hesitating, I save my game and decide to log off for the night, stricken with grief for my fallen friends. Many of the deaths in this gym were avoidable. If I hadn't fat-fingered hypnosis or panic switched, I could have avoided some unnecessary loss. If I plan on continuing this run, I'll need to play much better and get very lucky.